Stitch Bed. Today I thought I would show you into my itty bitty sewing room. I've got quite a small one at the moment because I've had to move it into my wee cabin, and I'll be moving this cabin to my next property, so hopefully we can get a bigger one built to at the next property. So in the meantime, I've had to squish everything into here, so I thought I'd show you how you can have quite a small sewing room and it still works. Today I'm wearing the Posie knit top by Stylark. So I've talked about this top before in previous videos, so have a wee look for that one. Anyway, I shall move the camera around and show you all the different areas and how I have things organised. I hope you enjoy this one. It's always a little bit, I guess, you feel a bit vulnerable showing people your working space, but if it helps anyone with ideas, I'm happy to do it. Anyway, here it goes. Okay, I will start just by having a quick pan of the room without making you too dizzy. And got a table there with a wardrobe either side. There's sort of like an office type wardrobe shelf this system. And I'll tell you what I've got in those. Got a wide basket in the corner and table with a removable set of drawers. Then moving around this way, have another set of wee drawers and another table with my sewing machine on. So we'll start at this end. So at this end I have a big rubbish bin and ironing board. I use that big rubbish bin when I'm putting patterns together and I have to put the paper somewhere. Got a really comfy sewing chair. I can't remember the brand, but if I can locate it for you, I'll put it on. It's got this really cool storage in here, so you can put some cottons and things on the seat. I like the fact that it doesn't actually have arms. Sorry about my finger getting in the way. That it doesn't have arms on the seat, so it's really comfy. Got my foot control under there, and my Benina sewing machine, and this is an IKEA desk. I think it's a Mishi, but I'll have to just check on what one it is. So in here it's a bit of a mess, but I've got all my bits and pieces that I need at hand, my labels and just pickers and things like that. In this drawer here I've got things like my bias maker and bodkins and little tape measures and things. And this one here I've got some fat quarters and just some fabrics that I'll be making up into bias. And yeah, that's some more quilting style fabrics. And then I've got down here my little bag of all little quilting squares for little projects and bias and things. Have my tablet so I can watch movies. This lamp's been great because it moves. It's got about 3 different settings on it, but I like the fact that you can put all your tools in it, like your turning tools and things like that. Magnetic pincushion, my stylus, which I use quite a bit. Got this old cutlery tray and I've got all my different pairs of scissors and my glasses case in there. Some patterns that I'm sort of thinking about making, but they're just there to give me some inspiration. Little bucket I use for threads, and I've actually put a magnet on it with a big needle on it for when I'm threading through my overlocking threads. So I've got my overlocker, which is a baby lock. Really recommend them. I've purchased this little rubbish waste collector afterwards, which has been great. Then going up here I've got some of my threads on the walls, but I've got threads elsewhere. I'll show you those. I've just got so many threads. A little memo board, my mannequin. In this corner I've got my steamer. Sometimes use it for some fabrics, but to be fair, mostly use an iron. Right, going around here I've got my banana accessories and a very sad, what do you call them? Oh, I hate this when I forget the names of things. Cutter, rotary cutter, that's it. And then round here to my cover stitch machine, which I just love, love, love. And then over here's some more patterns that I just have out on my desktops just to give me some inspiration. Sometimes you sort of just need a little bit of that. Sometimes these cute little wee holders, you can just poke some tools and pens in. I've got a few of these wee bags. I haven't been utilising them. Okay, I've got these wee little basket fabric storage things I've made. I've not really used it. Whoops, I keep my finger in the way. Sorry about that. Not really using these to what I should be, but anyway, I'll maybe think of other purposes. I've got all my cutting rulers, and I normally keep my what's it called, French curve there as well. So they're all in one of those quilting stands. They're really great. So if you've got a lot of rulers like me. I've got a wee decorative sewing machine box. Then up on this wall I've got a Simplicity poster. Got it from Spotlight years and years ago. I got it because it was January 68 and I was actually born that year, so I thought it was quite cool to have that. Right, down to this set of drawers. In the top I've got all my overlocking threads, so that's really cool. And here I've got some surplus bits and bobs and a part for doing binding with my cover stitch and just some cords and things. In this very bottom drawer I've got some of my indie patterns. And going around here to this blue rack, I recently got this from a friend from work. She bought it then decided that she didn't need it, and I thought this is going to be great for storing all my patterns. So I do have a pattern video on how I store my patterns. So I've got them in numerical order under tops, shorts, bottoms, pants, and then I've got dresses, and I think I did have a suit one as well, or coordinates. So I've got them all labelled, and then I have some wee books over here with the fronts of the patterns in. So we'll just grab this top one. So then I've got all my patterns in here. So it's like a pattern book, so I can flick through. Then I can easily find the pattern that I want. And I've done one for my, sorry about that, indie patterns as well. So they're in here in this wee book under different sections. I've got some of my pressing bits and bobs here. And then over to this cabinet. I haven't had these for very long, but they're great. So I've got all my fabric storage in here. So I've got one for wovens, and I'll show you inside the other one. The other one is all my stretch fabric, and I've tried to put them in colour areas. Up here I've got just a wee display with my sewing machine that I learnt on as a wee girl. Got some tools and things, and I made this cut recently on the Cricut machine. I'm a sociopath on the road to recovery, and then I've got the adjust kitting. I'm on the road to the fabric store. I got that on the Cricut Access, so that's quite a cool cup. Just a couple of designer bags just with some little remnants in. Then we go around to this is an IKEA table as well, but what I've done is I've put some cubes underneath. So you've seen how I store my patterns. In those blue little suitcases I've got things like small elastics and things. And then for my threads I've got a couple of different containers. I've got this one here with those in, and then I've got these bigger ones with embroidery threads and things like that in. So that's like all my surplus threads. and just a basket of braids and things. And then over to this set of drawers. Top one I've got like all my tools for doing eyelets and stuff, embroidery, and this is my heavy drawer. I've got one of these really cool containers, and I've done like my press studs and just extra machine needles and just all those bits and pieces, and I've labelled it all. Ribbon, which is a bit of a mess. And then the bottom one is some of my bits and bobs I don't know what to do with, like shoulder pads, mesh and stuff like that. And then over to this corner, I've got my button collection all in jars. I did that during COVID. I went through all my buttons and colour coordinated them into jars. It took forever, but anyway, we got there with all the time we had. And then up on this shelf I've got some more overflow of buttons, cute wee sewing machine clock which I just love, another wee sewing machine which is supposed to be a pot plant, but I don't think I'll use it for a pot plant. Another set of wee drawers that have got some spools of thread in. So I've got multi black, and the bottom one is white. And then further over here I've got this gorgeous mini set of drawers, and it's got things like tailor's chalk, tassels, name tags, safety pins. And then up here there's another wee set of drawers, pins, buttons, thread and needles. Pretty much got what it says in those drawers. And another really cute thing I made, now I can't remember, I think this is SVG Cuts, a cute, it's actually paper or card, and the chill skirt, so I made that with my Cricut machine, and also that picture with my Cricut machine as well. Right, going down past the buttons, down below here I've got some dress patterns in that box, and just some overflow fabrics that don't fit in my cupboards. And then we go around, this is my clothing rack that I keep recent makes and things that need mending or whatever. A heater when it's cold. I've also got a fan when it's hot. I've got my cordless iron and my heat tool, which I've just used today. That doesn't normally stay out. A wee mini spray bottle, tissues. Up here I've got my embroidery machine, which I would like to get out and trial again, just to have a bit of a play around, but just haven't had the time. And a gorgeous porcelain doll which belonged to my grandmother. She made these beautiful clothes, all the gorgeous wee mini pin tucks with all hand sewn beads and embroidered little flowers on it. A lot of work in that. It was her favourite doll. I think it was called Emma, beg your pardon. And so I was very grateful to receive it when she passed. And in these cupboards here I have all my stretch fabric, and it's quite scary when you do this exercise, when you find out how much fabric you actually have, and pretty much you shouldn't really be buying any more. But anyway, it's our hobby and it's good to be able to do things like this. This side here, it's going to be a bit hard to show you, but I've got a few wire baskets and just a little bit of surplus sort of odds and ends, and some gorgeous wee tins down in this corner, which I've got some supplies in as well. And I think that's pretty. This is a view from at this end. It's pretty much it. I got some roller blinds in because I was worried about fading, and I've also got a net curtain which I don't like much, but it's just to keep the fading and things off my machine. And the great thing is I can just open the curtain when I'm working in here if I need some more natural light. And yeah, that is it. I do have more storage. Actually, I might go inside and show you in a wardrobe inside which doesn't fit in here all my other extras I've got bins and I've just stacked them into a wardrobe. So how about I do that? I'll go and do that now. But this is just a wardrobe. I've got all my sort of bits and pieces like felt, some wool, some striped stretch, and at the top I've got likes of all my zips and binding, elastic, cord, lace, that kind of thing. So that's how I store it, so it's easily stacked. So hopefully I have more room for this when we move. And this side I've just got some bags, and I've got some dolls, bits and pieces and that kind of thing. And at the top just some other bits and pieces like of my knitting, winder and stuff like that. And this was actually my room that I had my sewing in, but I had to change it back when we were selling. So I had this gorgeous I guess it was like a little treasure shelf, which was good for putting my patterns and things in. And this was something that I was quite proud of. It was my, I guess, 3D picture. It's about 17 sheets of paper. I bought the file off Etsy and cut it on my Cricut machine. So that's something that's going to go in my new room. And that's about it. I don't think I've got anything else hiding anywhere else. It's really quite overwhelming when you realise how much stuff you've got. Anyway, thank you for watching, and hopefully this might inspire you to look at your collection of bits and pieces. And look forward to seeing you again. Thank you.